everyone, and welcome to another video here on Sam's Crafty Castle. I'm so excited today to be sharing one of my favorite things with you. Today's video is all about card sketches. So when I started this blog, probably like 10 or so years ago now, maybe 9, basically I discovered the world of card sketches online, and it helped me so much. I've always struggled with being creative with my card layouts and things, and this really made a difference for me. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about them today, as I've people, not everyone may be familiar with card sketches or where to find them or how to use them or what they are. So hopefully we can get you started using them today and you can have some fun with them too. So step number 1 is obviously, what is a card sketch? So a card sketch is basically the layout for your card. You can see it on the right hand side of your screen there, the one that I'm working with this card. So it's a starting place. It's a layout. Once you have the layout, you can get creative. Use whatever techniques you want, modify it. You can see here, like, the card sketch is horizontal, but I'm doing a vertical card. I'm not using every element. I won't use the little sentiment part in the corner. My flower is obviously more centered on the square since I decided not to die cut it out. And at the beginning, I also leave out the little strip in the background, but I ended up putting it back in at the end of this card. So I should say, I'm going to showcase 2 cards today too. So you'll see 2 different sketches. So this one I got a little more creative on, did it a little different. The other one I stick a little more closely to what is the actual sketch. So basically, the point is, this is your starting point. Take it and do with it what you want after that. Yeah, that's about it. So if you find a horizontal one and want to do a vertical card, go ahead. If you want to, you find a vertical card sketch and you want to flip it on its side and do it horizontal, you can do that too. It's all about just being creative. This is just your starting point, your launching off point. Something to take, if you're like me and struggle with layout, something to take that struggle away so you can just be creative and have fun. So I love card making techniques. I love coloring stamped images, all that kind of stuff, but like I said, the layouts are really hard for me, and this helps a lot for me because it's kind of like it's done. So the next question you might have is, okay, this is great, these card sketches are awesome, they're fun to use. I've maybe tried the 2 that you have here, and you can see I wrote under each card sketch where it's from. So this one in particular is from Scrapbook.com. The other one is from a site called Try Stampin' on Tuesday. So, but now, where do you guys find these? So you've seen these 2, and you've decided this is something you want to try. Where do you find them? So the best place I think to find card sketches is on Pinterest. It is literally card sketches for days on Pinterest. You can find so many different things, so many different styles. I don't even know how to explain it. There's probably hundreds of thousands of card sketches on Pinterest. So basically, I have a link to the description in the description box below, where I will have all of these sites that I'm going to talk about linked to my Pinterest page, to my card sketchboard. So I have a lot saved there. I do have a section for ones that I've made so that I don't make the same ones all the time, and try a little bit of different stuff. But I have card sketches on there. I have one sheet wonders. I have all that kind of stuff. Anything that kind of gives me a template to work off of, I have on that board. And basically, yeah, so that's a place to start. Pinterest, just type in card sketches. If you want something more clean and simple, type in clean and simple card sketches. If you want, inchy card sketches, if you guys know what those are, they're like when you have the little like 1-inch squares that you use on your card. There's a bunch for those. Like, you can find pretty much anything obviously on Pinterest as far as card sketches go. So that is a place to start if you just kind of are like, I don't really care what I'm looking for, I guess, and I just want to start. The other thing, how I got started with card sketches is through challenge blogs. When I first started my blog and got into doing card challenges and stuff, I don't do them as much anymore, just because when I started, I was in college and I had all the time in the world, and then I grew up and work and do all that other stuff, and so time is not as plentiful as it was when I first started the blog. So basically, I do a lot of the content ahead of time, so I don't necessarily enter challenges like I used to anymore. But again, challenge blogs is where I found the where I found card sketches and where I learned how much I like to use them. So I also have a lot of challenge blogs I recommend. So if you do have an Instagram or a blog or a gallery somewhere, you can use these sites to enter the challenges and maybe win some cool prizes too along the way. So some of the other sites that I like, and again, like I said, these will all be linked in the description. These are ones I go back to fairly often if nothing on my Pinterest board is speaking to me. But yeah, so these are ones I kind of reach out to most often. A lot of these are also linked on the blog. There's a blog post that goes with this video as well, and they're also linked there. And along with the stamps from the video, I only linked to the stamps this time just because it's not a super technique heavy video, so I just linked to the stamp sets I used. And one of the stamp sets I used is actually retired too, but it was too cute to pass up. So sorry guys. Okay, so card making sites for card sketches. The challenge sites that I like, I'm pretty sure all of these are challenge sites except for one, really. So Freshly Made Sketches has really nice clean and simple sketches. You guys know I love clean and simple cards. So this one is really nice for that. It's Freshly Made Sketches is kind of what they do, is clean and simple cards. So that one always has really nice one. And I think they have like almost 400 sketches on their site, so you will not run out of card sketches. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. I promise you that. So the other one I have is, I actually used to be on the design team for this sketch challenge, but had to step away. And that is the Atlantic Heart Sketch Challenge. They have really nice ones too. I will admit I don't like them necessarily as much as Freshly Made Sketches. I do like theirs a little better. But they do have some really nice ones too. And even when I was on their design team, it was one of those things where it was like I didn't have a choice anymore. I couldn't just pick which sketches inspired me. I had to use the ones they gave me. So that was actually kind of nice. So don't be afraid to like step out of your boundaries with your sketches and, try something. Like this card, honestly, probably not something I would have come up with on my own. But I had the sketch saved to my Pinterest board and was like, okay, we'll give it a try. And then when I got these cute little superhero stamps recently, and I was just thought they would be perfect for this fun little card. So try to, push your boundaries, use the sketch to help you try something different if you feel like you're stuck in always doing the same thing over and over and over again, because that's kind of where I was when I started using sketches. I was like, I'm just doing the same layouts over and over and over again. And this really has opened up my layout variety, and I think really, really honestly improved my card making quite a lot. So, another site is kind of in transition right now. I probably shouldn't have even really included it, and I don't know if I did include it on the final list in the links below. But the MFT Sketch Challenge, they used to have one specific sketch challenge blog. Now they've moved it all over to their main blog, basically. So I don't know how many sketches are still there, but the website's still up, so I linked it, and I'm assuming the sketches are still on there, but they usually have a couple nice ones. And like I said, if you want to still enter the challenges, you can go do that through their main blog rather than their separate blogs. The other one I really like is Scrapbook and Cards Today page maps. So obviously, that's the magazine, Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. So they obviously will have also scrapbooking layouts, which is, you can use scrapbooking sketches too, honestly, and shrink them down or whatever. Or if you do scrapbook, maybe you need, because like I don't do well with scrapbooking layouts either. So page maps, scrapbook sketches, that kind of stuff is really useful for me too. Not that I scrapbook a whole lot, but then same thing. But they do have cards and scrapbook sketches, and basically you can keep an eye out because every once in a while they'll also have one for the magazine that they're doing a publish call for, and you can see, and if it speaks to you and you have time, you can maybe even try to get your stuff published, which is kind of fun. And then my last sketch challenge recommendation is CAS, or Clean and Simple, Colors and Sketches. So this one is kind of a different one in terms of the fact that they do color challenges and sketch challenges, but again, they're very clean and simple. You'll see that a lot. Like that's kind of my jam, is the clean and simple sketch scene, because clean and simple cards are what I like to do. So basically that's it. That's all it really is when it comes down to using card sketches. So like as you can see now with this one, this card that you're watching now compared to the one that I did earlier, I'm sticking a little bit more to the sketch compared to the other one. I deviated a little bit more so you can really stick to them and do exactly what's on the paper, or you can, mix it up and try something a little different. It's all depending on what you want to do. Your card sketch is just your beginning. You don't have to do more than that. If you don't want to, you may, at the beginning when I first started card sketches, I would pretty much stick to them almost exactly as how they were on the paper. And it wasn't until I got a little more comfortable with them that I was like, okay, I don't need to do everything. If your card sketch has a circle on it, maybe you do a heart instead of a square instead of a circle, or you don't have to keep the shapes the same. If you are going to enter a challenge though, I would check, because some challenges are a little more specific, like they want you to stick more exactly to what the sketch is, and they'll put notes on there if they are okay with any kind of like a deviation or anything like that. But most of them, for the most part, are okay if you just change shapes or whatever. Obviously, if it's a company challenge, you may need to use their products or whatever, but maybe that's a different video. Or a different blog post or something on card challenges and how to enter those and all that kind of fun stuff. But that's it. That's all there is to a card sketch. They're nothing to be intimidated by. This video was inspired because I have a group of crafty ladies that I work with, and we do a card swap every month, and I hosted January's card swap, and I picked a sketch challenge because those are my absolute favorite things ever. So if any of them are watching this, just know when it comes back around to me, we will be doing another sketch challenge. But a lot of them had never seen a sketch before or knew what to do with it, and I was like, okay, maybe there's a video here to talk about exactly what a sketch is and how to use it. And I understand where they can be intimidating at first, but they're really nothing to be intimidated by. In my brain, they take the hard work out of it for you, and that's that, because sometimes the layout is the hardest thing. Sometimes you have the stamp you want to use, or the paper you want to use, or the technique you want to do, and you just don't know what to do with it. So I think they're a great way to jumpstart your inspiration if your mojo has decided to take a small hike for a while. And yeah, so I said this like 8,000 times. I just love these card sketches. They're great. They're awesome. Like I said, you can find literally anything on Pinterest. Look up card sketches, look up clean and simple card sketches. It's the same thing as looking for inspiration, I guess. If you are looking at cards other people have made with the stamp set and you copy the layout, it's the same thing. It's just that you just have a drawing basically instead of an actual card to copy. So a lot of people when I hosted this were like, well, I can copy, I can't copy this. And I'm like, no, you can. You can copy this, because that's the point. Or what you should do is to copy it, but use your own stuff and use your creativity to figure out the stamps and the techniques and everything like that, and let the card sketch do the layout for you. So that's really all I have to say about card sketches today, and this card is almost done, so I'm going to wrap it up here and maybe put a little music in underneath while the card finishes. But I wanted to just say thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you all again soon. And I will remember that the links to the card sketch sites are in the description below, as well as to the stamp sets. They're also linked on the blog, which is also linked below. And have a crafty day.